This is the page that appears when you click Edit under any one of the service titles in the Frames link. This is where you will complete the information about each service for the Frame Synopses page that the Design app is creating for the team. These are the actions for this page. I've already filled in some of this first one, but you already have the frame name, the title, and the date that you've entered, so it's already there when you open up the page, ready to be edited if necessary. Especially if you've created a series from one of our templates, you'll want to change to the correct dates for your series. And this is where you would do it. So the frame synopsis. This is a 2 to 3 sentence description so that the team will know the direction of the message for that week of the series. Frame scripture fragment. You type in the references to the scriptures to be used for that week. I usually put in a fragment of one or more of the scriptures to point the team toward the main focus, but I will reference the whole scripture that will be utilized in this box as well. Now this is kind of unusual simply because I have a whole chapter in this series. We're looking at the beginning chapter of all 4 Gospels, one each Sunday, and so I've got that whole one listed here, but I will be focusing on the angel's message to Mary, "You will bear a son," in this service. So when you've entered all the information, you will have already entered which service type. You could change it here if you needed to. But when you've done all that, you're going to click the Update Frame button. So I'm going to update that frame, and it will take me back to the Frames homepage. And I'll do that for the next one. So here I am clicking Edit, and you can see it's all blank except for the title's there, the correct date is there. I'm going to put in my synopsis for the second Sunday, my frame scripture fragment for the second Sunday, and then I will update that frame, and I will go through the whole process for that. One of the things that I want to show you is that the way I like to do this is to go ahead and put in the synopses for each of the Sundays in one of the, if I have multiple services. And then when I get to here, frankly, what I would do is to open up a second window with the same series so that I can be in, let's say, this first frame, and I can simply copy and paste that into, let's say, here's the first Sunday in the coffee house. And so that's just an easier way, rather than typing it in again, is to just, especially if all of my synopses are going to be the same for both services. It may be that it's different sometimes, and so you'll have a different one. But that's one way that I save time in entering all of these synopses. So when all the information is inputted into your frames, then when you click on this little frame icon, you will have your frame synopses page, I call it. And again, this has all of your synopses for each one of your frames so that the team can be on the same page and working really productively. If you've entered the exact same thing for each of your service types, they'll be exactly the same. But if there's going to be something a little bit different about the theme between service types, then you had the chance to make that unique as well. And then we have, again, standalone, the 3 Christmas Eve services, and I've written a little synopses for each one of those. So that's the Frames homepage.